The only reason why I even needed to be on this journey is because of the outside. Because the systems that we have created, which are destroying the planet on all levels, are transferred from generation to generation through socialization that tells you that who you are is not okay. So if who you are is not okay, you hide, you protect, you get filled with shame or judgment or incapacity or whatever it is. There are many forms that it takes. But that is what you need to heal from, is the trauma of being raised in a world that doesn't work. If I change the effect of the outside inside of me, it doesn't change the outside. The outside must be changed in parallel with the inside. And I know there is a mythology that if enough individuals change themselves, then the whole world will magically change. And I have several issues with that way of looking at it. The first one is that most people, when they take on the work of personal growth or healing or whatever, do it from the perspective of having a better life. They don't do it from the perspective, from the conscious perspective of liberation. That's one issue. So even if you had millions of people and millions of people doing it, if they're just trying to have their own better life, it's not going to combine to anything different. Healing is just kind of like not feeling bad, not having trauma or whatever. Liberation is recovering my capacity to choose from within how I'm going to respond to life in the world.
I don't need to be healed to be liberated.
No, you don't. No. Because if we wait to be healed before we act freely, we will see the world go down the drain while we're waiting. If you liberate yourself, you become a threat to the existing social order. And we all know this. Deep down, we all know this. And most of us, most of the time, will not want to take the risk. So you have a certain proportion of people that are willing to take the risk, and if you just wait for individuals to do it, only the most courageous people will do it. Most people, regardless of what the social order is, just follow along, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I just want people to have something more life-serving to follow along. In my mind, there's no substitute for people coming together into groups and organizations and movements that take on creating change on a larger scale than just individually. Everywhere that I am, I ask myself, how can I act within this, wherever I am, in the context where I am, within the sphere of influence that I have, how can I act in a way that is most aligned with the most radical vision that I have and with all my values, from here. And it doesn't matter if I am, walking down the street and how I interact with strangers, or I'm sitting at a retreat and supporting people in creating systems. It really doesn't matter. It's whatever the context is, what can I do that would be the most powerful, the most vision-oriented. And the second question is, what can I do to increase my sphere of influence? This was 9 years ago. And I was evaluating what I was doing, and I was thinking, I'm going to die without having left a whole lot of anything behind. Maybe I can't even count on two hands the number of people that I believe have internalized the consciousness transformation that I'm talking about to the point where they will act on it fully. I was really in despair, and I talked to a colleague, and I asked him, is the same true for you? Yes. And I said, then why are you continuing? And he said, because this is what I was born to do. There's nothing else for me to do, even if there's never going to be any positive result for me. That's what my being is telling me to do. We just need enough people that are willing to take enough risk So it is still a critical mass, but it's a different, almost like a second order critical mass. It's a critical mass of people who are willing to take risks for the purpose of creating change on a large scale.